Pope Francis is giving a sort of preemptive smackdown warning to churches saying, if you don't help the poor, if you don't help house migrants in the context of the Syrian and European refugee crisis that's going on, then you should be paying property taxes, something that the Catholic Church is exempt from. Pope Francis is coming to the United States. He has called himself a son of immigrants, and he confirmed this point by telling religious orders in Europe that they must open their doors to the refugees because they are, this is part of the mission of the Catholic Church, part of the mission of Jesus as understood by Pope Francis is and should be to help the poor and help the homeless. And Pope Francis said, quote, some religious orders say, no, now that the convent is empty, we're going to make a hotel and we can have guests and support ourselves that way or make money. Well, if that's what you want to do, then pay taxes. A religious school is tax exempt because it is religious. But if it is functioning as a hotel, then it should pay taxes just like its neighbor. Otherwise, it is not fair business. The Vatican will be taking 2 refugee families. Lewis, I'm shocked that in the Vatican, their buildings are so small and not ostentatious at all. I'm shocked they even have room for 2 refugee families there.
If you were one of these families, would you even want to go to the Vatican?
I think so.
I mean, wouldn't you? They would probably just be proselytizing the whole time there and trying to shove Jesus down your throat, right?
Maybe so. But I think the main point here is that Pope Francis is absolutely right. And it extends far beyond just the housing of refugees, but because that's something, it's a peg that is prevalent right now in the news. Why are some churches not doing the work of churches? They are instead talking about political issues, which churches are not supposed to do. They are instead collecting money to fund these mega pastors, cars, and airplanes, as Creflo Dollar wanted to do. I think that this is a great message from the Pope. Maybe he could put his money where his mouth is and sell off some of those millions of dollars of art and antiquities owned by the Catholic Church and sort of ease the pain of poverty and war themselves, right, Lewis? I mean, they've got a lot of valuable knickknacks hanging around. I don't really know that they need that much stuff.
They probably do not. And the Pope's got a great message here, but I really don't think it's enough. But you know what? Good for the Pope for at least once in a while saying something that makes some sense.
Oh, absolutely. Within the context of popes and the Catholic Church, this is a fantastic Pope. I get that he's still the Pope of the Catholic Church, but let's analyze it within the context and the expectations. No question about that. We'll take a break. After the break, we will talk to Amanda Lewis about the racial achievement gap, even in so-called good schools.